Hi, Crystal here. Welcome to Money Confidence. I'm Crystal Oculee. I'm the Chief Financial Strategist at Confidence Wealth. Every week I try to bring a topic to you that's talked about in my meetings and just been what's been on everyone's mind. So I want to talk a little bit about, I think just during retirement, downsizing, because I've been having a lot of meetings where a lot of times this conversation is coming up. And what's also interesting is, the word downsizing. I would even like to look at it that you're upgrading your life, because maybe in retirement you don't need that big house that you're going to have to maintain. So it's really about upgrading your life so you can utilize that money on doing the things that you love, vacations, spending it on the things that you want to do, because it might be too difficult to really live, example, maybe in a 3, 4, 5-bedroom house in some cases when it's just the two of you now left. Or it might be you're a single mom and now it's just you and the 2 kids are moved out. So really you don't need that space. You may need a guest room for someone to come in and stay, but that would pretty much be it. So with that said, it's really good to start taking a look at, is this your forever home? And if it's not your forever home, where do you think you would like to actually live? And I think that's really important. And that's even great to do even pre-retirement if you could. If you're at retirement, that's okay as well. And if you have the luxury of having a remote position, take a chance and do an Airbnb and stay out in that area, in that local area, maybe a month to just test it out to make sure you like it. Because I have seen situations where people make a hasty, quick decision and move somewhere and they end up not liking it. And what happens is you got rid of the house, a lot tougher to get back into the market you were in. And then also you wasted money paying the capital gains and now buying a new place and all of that and having to pay the commissions on the real estate. And it ends up being you have to turn around and sell it again and start the process all over. So I'd rather you be able to make that decision by doing some homework in advance. So start really thinking about those things. The other thing to think about is if you are looking to move out of the state that you're in, think about the states that you're going to and even look at the tax consequences of those states as well. I know sometimes we pay for the weather, such as in California, but maybe in your case, it's more important to have a tax-free state to be in. So you don't have to pay the state taxes. So that could make a difference. For everyone, is going to be different. I'll give you an example. One of my clients wanted to run some numbers to see if they moved out of California, what it would cost them if they were in a tax-free state. So we chose one of the states that they were looking at, and it was going to save them $15,000 a year in taxes. So guess what? For them, that was a no-brainer. They rather spend that money elsewhere, and they wanted to move because they were already thinking about it, and they already have some family and friends there. That really matters as well. Keep that in mind. Probably makes it a little bit more difficult if you're leaving family that you have in that community that you're already in to go and start somewhere else all over. So just be really careful about those decisions. Now, I had another client when we ran the numbers, it was going to save her, for example, I think it was close to $7,000, I believe, in her case. And for her, she felt like that was the price of the weather, and she'd rather really stay put in her house in California or downsize in California because she didn't really need the bigger home, and she preferred that for herself. So everyone is going to be a little bit different. So running these scenarios are really, really important. So I know our current clients, that's something we talk about on all of your reviews, and it's always great if you're thinking outside and you're thinking about different things that you want to do and you haven't talked to your team. Please reach out to your team and say, hey, I want to run some numbers. I want to run some scenarios. I always think that's a great thing to do. That way you have a good idea of where you want to go, how much it's going to cost, and then also taking a look at the consequences of selling the house. What taxes you may have to pay. Now, there are situations that there are certain structures you can set up that you don't have to pay the taxes all at once. So example, let's just say you bought a house for $150,000, it is worth $1.5 million now. Well, your cost basis is so low, so maybe it makes sense to set up a structure and pay a legal fee for that so that you can delay the taxes where it's not happening all at once. So again, if these are the things you've been thinking about, feel free to reach out to your team and ask these questions so we can go ahead and run the numbers for you. Also, if you're any friends and relatives of any of our clients and you're watching this and you're thinking, you know what, Crystal, not only I really want to know this, but I really want to understand where I stand with everything that's happening right now in the economy, keeping in mind that there is some volatility ahead, and having a foundation in place is great, and having also a plan for the future is really important too. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. I just thought I would bring that up. Maybe it'll keep you think about, spark your imagination to think about things you want to do when you retire and where you want to land eventually. Talk to you soon.